Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. On this page, I talk about technology and money. If you're new here, please like and share this video and also subscribe to the channel. Liking and sharing the video does two things. Number one, it helps this content reach more people so you create value. And then number two, it encourages me to continue creating content that you all find helpful. So today's video was a requested topic. So if you have any topics you'd like for me to talk about around technology and money, or if you have any questions, my contact information can be found down in the description box. So today's topic was written in. Someone wanted me to talk about, I've done several videos on what it's like being a registered nurse working in technology. I'm a nurse informatician, just different career options, resources, also some of the skills that you use as a bedside nurse that are transferable to working in corporate IT or corporate technology. I did several videos, so I'm going to link some of those videos up here, and then I'll also leave links to my other videos around being a registered nurse in healthcare, excuse me, and also working in technology for resources. So this particular person wanted me to talk about, or asked me to talk about or give actual nursing informatics job title and role examples. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to give you all about 8 nurse informatician or nurse informatics job titles and role examples that to give you an idea, to get you thinking about the different ways that registered nurses can work in technology. And you'll find as I'm talking through these job titles and just giving very high level, I'm not going to do a deep dive and into each role, but it'll give you an idea of the variety of opportunities for registered nurses that are out there. So you can Google each of these job titles. So every job description or every job title or role example that I'm going to give you are actual job titles of people I've either worked with personally or that I know work in various organizations. So these are real jobs held by real people. And what you'll also find is that this list is not all inclusive, okay? So if you stay tuned to the very end of the video, I'm going to give you just 3 very quick tips on how you can find roles for nurses working in technology, because someone else had written into me about that, saying that they had difficulty finding job opportunities. They were very interested in it. So I'm going to give some very quick tips at the very end. So this list is not all inclusive. So just keep that in mind. So this is not like an exhaustive list of all job positions or job titles that registered nurses can have in IT or technology. So the first job title and role example is a nursing informatics system specialist. And then so within that nursing informatics system specialist, sometimes you'll also see it as nursing information system specialist. There'll be different levels. You may see a 1, you may see a 2 or a 3. A nursing informatics system specialist 1 would be considered like a novice, someone who doesn't have a lot of experience working in technology. And so that's something to keep in mind. And so just like how you have at the bedside, you'll find in many hospitals and health systems, you'll find career ladders for registered nurses. Sometimes you'll see a clinical nurse 1, a clinical nurse 2, clinical nurse 3, clinical nurse 4, or a registered nurse 1, 2, 3, 4. A nursing information system specialist has the same type of career ladder with different roles and responsibilities and expectations for each level that you're at. And even within that job title, there are specialties or NISS. Sometimes they specialize in education. Sometimes they specialize in hospital operations. Sometimes they're nurse executives, or they work directly under a nurse executive. So that's something to keep in mind. The second job title example for registered nurses who work in technology is an application analyst. So if you Google application analyst, it'll give you an idea of the type of work that person does. In this particular example, these are actual registered nurses that I know who work as application analysts. And just like with the first position of the nursing information system specialist, you'll see different levels of application analysts. You'll see like a 1, which would be considered a novice, a 2, which is a mid-level, a 3, who's someone who has more seniority and more experience, a 3, and sometimes you'll even see a 4. And in some organizations, a level 4 would be considered like a manager or a director. So that's something to keep in mind. Number 3, a job title, nursing informatics, or a registered nurse in technology job description would be an EPIC module team lead. So when I say EPIC module, if you're familiar with EPIC, it has many different modules. Like it has STORC, that's the obstetrics module of EPIC. There's OpTime, that's the perioperative or surgery module of EPIC. There's ClinDoc, which is the inpatient. So you'll see a registered nurse with a job title of EPIC, the name of the module, so EPIC STORC team lead, or the EPIC module that's responsible, that does all like the cancer or oncology documentation. Sometimes you'll see EPIC module team lead, so like EPIC STORC team lead, or sometimes you'll see EPIC STORC technical lead. So if someone is a team lead or a tech lead, that lets you know that that registered nurse has a lot of experience, not only as a registered nurse, but also has quite a bit of experience in technology, and they're also leading the team, so they have a bit of seniority. And they typically specialize in different modules, okay? So number 4, that's an IT manager. So you do have registered nurses who are in positions in nursing informatics. Their job title is actually IT manager, and they could be responsible, just like any other IT manager, responsible for budgets, for vendor relationships, maintaining and building those, for contract negotiations, for supervising other application analysts. So those are just a few examples. Number 5, risk management. So this is a really interesting position that I know of someone who's actually a registered nurse who works in IT risk management. And these type of nurses work very closely sometimes with the information security office and managing risk to the data, to the analytics, to all the information that's within a healthcare system or within like a piece of clinical equipment. And they implement strategies to mitigate or minimize the risk in delivering that software to their customers. So number 6, another job title examples is a clinical informatics specialist. So I know of someone who's a registered nurse who works at a large health system that has this job title. And when you look at their job description, it's very similar to a nursing informatics system specialist. So that, just keep that in the back of your mind in terms of like managing a clinical application. They may be doing training on it. They could be doing testing on it and doing quality assurance checks and things like that, and maybe taking call if people have questions. Number 7, job title. Now this one is a good one. A Chief Nurse Information Officer, or sometimes you'll see this job title as a Chief Nurse Informatics Officer, or CNIO. So your CNIO role, their responsibilities is at the same level as other executives within the IT organization. So you'll have like a Chief Information Officer or a CIO, or you'll have a Chief Information Security Officer. That's the CISO. That's the Chief Executive responsible for all things security around clinical software and healthcare technology. So a Chief Nurse Information Officer is at that same level of executive. They're very often have many years of experience as a registered nurse. They have many years of experience in directing and leading teams and managing large-scale implementations. The people in these type of roles usually think very strategically. They're very good with risk management, and they're very forward-thinking. Always, at least the ones that the CNIOs that I know are very, they know about innovations, and they keep their fingers on the pulse, because the technology that's coming out now, by the time the technology is in the field and being used, it's already starting to become obsolete. And companies are working on the next best thing. So CNIOs have like that long vision of what's coming down the line in healthcare technology 5, 10, 15 years from now. And I think that was it. Yeah, so that was 7. Yeah, I thought I had 8, but I actually only have 7. But what I want you all to do for those, for that person or those who are curious about nurses and information technology and like what they actually do, is Google. Oh, these are the 3 tips. So here's some things to think about when you're actually like looking for these positions and trying to understand. So one thing is actually go out to healthcare organizations and hospitals and healthcare technology companies and just go to their HR section and look at keywords. So what you want to do is search on keywords and get an idea. That will you'll get better results that way, and a better opportunity to look at different job descriptions to give you an idea of the type of work that people are doing. So keywords is really key. So you want to search for like nurse or data or analytics or patients or technology or security. Those, when you go out to these organizations' websites, and they may have like 500 positions, that will give you better results when you're looking for opportunities for registered nurses in technology. So that's number 1. Number 2, and I talked about this in another video, and I'll leave a link to it above, is use your nurse organization. That is like your network. You know, your circle of influence will get you so much further than actually cold applying for a job on an organization's website. So that's what you pay dues for. That's why you pour into those nurse organizations so they can pour back into you. That is like one of your richest resources. And then number 3, which ties into number 2, is the people that you know. Again, going back to that circle of influence, because sometimes, not always, but sometimes by the time a position is listed on an organization's website, they may already have a ton of candidates that have applied, or they may have an internal candidate. So you're kind of already behind the 8 ball. So you definitely want to take advantage of, or just really utilize your circle and your networks. That will get you, people will get you much further in your career than just cold applying on a website ever will be. So yeah, y'all, that's it. If you have any questions for me in content, you can always reach out to me. Again, my contact information is in the description box. Please do like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.